this has definitely been coming up in client sessions. This is a hot topic. It is this time of year, every year, this time of year. It is a very, 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 very hot topic. We get more calls about this than we do anything else. Can you guess it? Can you guess it? What? Fear of vomiting, emetophobia. That's right, the fear of getting sick, fear of vomiting. We get more calls about that fear than we do anything else. It's hot this time of year because so many people are getting sick, and there's so many opportunities to be triggered. If you have a fear of getting sick, you know, there are so many triggers this time of year. So let's talk about it for a second. Let's talk about the fear of getting sick, vomiting, the fear of vomiting, emetophobia. You know, oftentimes people will avoid anything and everything that may potentially get them sick. Oftentimes kids in school will avoid the lunchroom because lunch is a place where you eat, and they're afraid, you know, after you eat, then you get sick. Kids oftentimes, and adults, struggle with when people are coughing, or they say something like, I feel like I'm gonna get sick. Anytime there's any trigger around the idea of vomiting, people with this fear get scared. And so we have to work with them on the cognitive behavioral part of this, right? Oftentimes people will struggle, you know, they start thinking that, you know, there's a psychosomatic part to this where you start thinking about it and then you start feeling like you're gonna get sick, right? Or you start feeling, you got this nervous twinge in your stomach, and then you start thinking, I'm gonna get sick, okay? And then the behavior is of avoidance. People that fear getting sick, fear vomiting, oftentimes they can't tell the difference between anxiety and the symptoms of anxiety, like the butterflies in their stomach, and actually getting sick and vomiting, how that feels. People often get confused by that, and they will err on the side of that they're going to get sick when oftentimes they're just anxious, all right? So the therapy around this is helping people be able to work on their thoughts and their feelings, and just help them understand not if I get sick, because, you know, people that fear getting sick would rather spend the next 40-45 years trying to avoid getting sick rather than the 4 or 5 minutes of getting sick. They would rather take all that time to avoid it rather than just get sick. So in therapy, you know, we start slow and we build up in various ways, but the cognitive part of it is, hey, it's not if, but it's when. We don't talk about ways that you're not going to get sick. We talk about ways that you are going to get sick. I want clients to be able to go straight. Clients that fear getting sick, vomiting, or just any other anxiety, we go straight into the anxiety, y'all. We go straight into the anxiety. And so we say, what we start saying is, when I do get sick, I'll be able to handle it. When I do get sick, I'll be able to handle it. Now, clients that have a fear of getting sick, they don't start that out of the gate, right? That takes therapy. It takes a while in therapy to get to that place. But when I can get them to say, when I get sick, I'll be able to handle it, that's a good place to be. That's a good place to be. When I get sick, I'll be able to handle it. That's a really good place. And then we definitely limit them on the avoidance of getting sick, right? Of the situations potentially. We never intentionally make someone get sick, right? But we oftentimes you know, do the cognitive work, and then we'll do the behavioral work, which is the exposures, where we'll kind of walk into various scenarios that remind them of getting sick. And so we just work on this fear, and we just put the fear, we put anxiety in its place, and talk about that anxiety is going to play tricks on your mind and your body, and you're just going to sit back, lean back in your chair, and have some confidence that when you do get sick, you'll be able to handle it.